अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें मंच पर। और चंद्रमणि जी हमारे बीच हैं, आप भी आए, अपना स्थान इस मंच पर ग्रहण करेंगे। मैं निवेदन करना चाहता हूं अनंत आशुतोष द्विवेदी भैया से, जो इस पूरे कार्यक्रम का संयोजन कर रहे हैं, कि आप कृपा कर हमारे बीच उपस्थित इस सत्र की अध्यक्षता कर रहे आदरणीय मिथिलेश मिश्र सर, भारतीय प्रशासनिक सेवा से जो हैं, उनका आप स्वागत करें, इस मंच पर उनका सम्मान करें। मिथिलेश मिश्र सर इसके पहले विभिन्न जिलों के डीएम के रूप में अपनी सेवाएं दे चुके हैं और बिहार के विभिन्न विभागों में वो सचिव और निदेशक की भूमिका भी निभा रहे हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। अंगवस्त्र और पुष्पगुच्छ से उनका सम्मान मंच पर होता है। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन। हमारे बीच रजनीश मिश्रा जी हैं, मैं आपसे निवेदन करता हूं कि आप कृपा कर हमारे बीच उपस्थित शुभम कुमार मिश्रा जी का स्वागत करें। शुभम मिश्र जी काशी हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय से हमारे बीच आए हैं, बहुत बहुत स्वागत आपका। मैं पुनः निवेदन करना चाहता हूं रजनीश मिश्रा जी से ही कि आप हमारे बीच चंद्रमणि जी उपस्थित हैं, उनका भी आप स्वागत करें। चंद्रमणि जी हमारे बीच जो वैदिक धार्मिक व्यवस्था रही है उसके ऊपर अपना व्याख्यान प्रस्तुत करने वाले हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सभी आगंतुक हमारे बीच मंच पर उपस्थित हो चुके हैं। इस सत्र को हम सब अब आगे बढ़ाएंगे। और साथ ही जो आदरणीय वक्ता हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं, आजाद सिंह गुलचनंदा, हमारे बीच आजाद सिंह गुलचनंदा भी उपस्थित हो चुके हैं। मैं चाहता हूं रजनीश मिश्रा जी से कि आप उनका स्वागत करें अंगवस्त्र और पुष्प से लेकर। बहुत बहुत स्वागत आपका। और बिना किसी देरी के हम इस सत्र को शुरू करेंगे। हमारे बीच इस सत्र की अध्यक्षता कर रहे आदरणीय मिथिलेश मिश्र सर उपस्थित है। सर आपकी आज्ञा हो तो सत्र हम लोग प्रारंभ करें। बहुत बहुत आभार सर। इस सत्र में पहले वक्ता मैं पहले ही बता दूं सभी वक्ताओं को, और मैं इस बात की पुनः आपसे प्रार्थना कर रहा हूं कि समय की बाध्यता है तो समय सीमा का आप सब विशेष ध्यान रखेंगे। हमारे बीच सबसे पहले वक्ता हैं शुभम कुमार मिश्रा जी, जो काशी हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय से हमारे बीच आए हैं और जो पाश्चात्य संस्कृति है उसके विकास के ऊपर वे अपना शोध पत्र प्रस्तुत करेंगे। शुभम कुमार मिश्रा जी, आपका इस मंच पर स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद। Respected chair, greetings to all. I am Shubham Mishra, scholar, Department of Philosophy and Religion, Banaras Hindu University. My topic is the development of Western culture, philosophy and its relation to related disciplines. In this short span, I will try to clear my points. Since ancient times, culture has appeared in philosophy and the humanities, studied from approaches that would not describe themselves as scientific in the positivist key, but as philosophical and humanistic in general, and which limit the cultural field by other keys. In the Western world, since theoretical reflection was born in ancient Greece, culture has been conceived of as both a contrast to nature and a contrast between physis, that is nature, and nomos, that is law or rule, or as a contrast between logos of the physical heart and symbol of the social and political life. Amongst the ancient Greeks, attention to the physis or the nomos was contemplative knowledge or theory to which men who did not have to accomplish the necessary activities for material life, that is mental task or work, dedicated themselves theory knowledge and science were leisure, and not work, and constituted an essential core in the citizen's education. What the Greeks called paideia. Since the birth of Western culture in the Greco-Roman world, culture has usually been studied in philosophical terminology, a charge of poesis which range from the construction of houses to the wider variety of tools of a world. Which range from the construction of houses to the wider variety of tools of wood, stone, bone, metal, etc. The second word is organization and the articulation of function. For example, or the one of law in philosophical terminology, order of praxis, which covers the great variety of political organization, customs, and moral rules. The third order is one of the words and ideas in philosophical terminology, or encompassing various religious and philosophical stories about the origin of the cosmos, humanity, and the people themselves. The Greco-Roman difference between nature, work, science on the one hand, and society, freedom, and moods on the other correlates to the differentiation between two basic social levels. These two levels gave way in the medieval and Renaissance ages to the servile arts belonging to the servants, and all the liberal arts belonging to the lords, which constitute a system of fine arts and humanities. This differentiation between the servile, liberal, and fine arts ultimately corresponds with the difference between high and low culture. The term culture is reserved to designate letters and fine arts. This feeling of culture is maintained in ordinary modern language when we talk about an educated person. On the other hand, during the Renaissance, while the fine arts migrated from the field of technical and servile activities to the area of theory and contemplation, the natural science, which were situated in much thinking in the Greek world, moved into the technical and engineering field. In other words, the area of the activities that dominated and transformed the environment, while the Enlightenment developed a kind of philosophy as critical reflection, systematically searching for the foundation of science and morality. The philosophy of culture emerged in 1744 with the work of VIKAS as a new science. In open opposition to the critical currents of modernity, VIKAS established the topic as the first moment of philosophy and of culture in general, believing that criticism is always reflective and secondary, while the primary thing is life, finding the place where one can meet others, come to an agreement with others. Along with Vico, Hobbes, Rousseau, and Montesquieu also carried out investigations into the origin and foundation of human society, which would give way to the birth of sociology in the 19th century, and which would have an impact upon anthropology and philosophy of culture. The genesis and development of the social and human sciences begin with the Enlightenment and reach maturity in Romanticism. At the core of German idealism, the philosophy of liberty. Idealism is the second half of the 19th century, causes a diffusion and acceptance of positivism in this environment. Anthropology was born because of the prehistorics of law. Macallan, Morgan, and Taylor with this same positivist assumption, but within the field of philosophy, Delphi produced the formation of the historical world in the human sciences at the beginning of the 20th century, just like Vico in the 18th century. Delphi and Nietzsche also based their analysis and reflections about the culture on poetry and philology. They use the term culture in the sense of humanistic culture, or the German expression high culture. The German philosophy's production also influenced Anglo-Saxon anthropology, which assumes some of its principles and categories. A complete and reliable time frame of the human species, of the mental, social, and communicative evolution allows better self-knowledge of man, more differentiated, more mature. The academy's knowledge does and will continue to contribute in that sense. Between them, the philosophy of culture, also renovated, will contribute its drawn-up vision from a proper perspective, consider alongside others, and illuminate these other perspectives. Into this forum and in this dialogue come some key questions. Can one global worldwide be constructed using science and a philosophy that agrees? Can philosophy and science replace the worldview? Can the current reflective awareness of science and philosophy replace the system of unconscious habits, the system of the worldview. So the examination of this episode is to philosophy of the culture in its exactitude. Therefore, the philosophy of culture now includes the totality of reality, which has become a kind of first philosophy. In any case, in the 20th century, philosophy of the culture could not satisfy the requirement of totality and infinity, which is the property of the first philosophy, without being in a permanent symbiosis with the natural and formal sciences and with the social and human science. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद शुभम मिश्रा जी आपका। आपने काफ़ी कम समय में जो पूरी पाश्चात्य सांस्कृतिक दर्शन का विषय था विभिन्न रास्तों के माध्यम से आपने हमारे सम्मुख रखा। एक बार पुनः आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। इस सत्र में हमारे